Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Let's Talk About It Tuesdays. My name is Sabrina Lowry, and I am your tech evangelist. I am also the broker and owner of Legacy Realty and Management's full service residential commercial real estate boutique brokerage and consulting firm based out of Atlanta. And we are super excited to talk about some very important business topics this Tuesday. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everyone. I have a very good friend of mine here celebrating Cinco de Mayo with me, ladies and gentlemen, the founder and author, proud father of some fabulous twins that he calls his twinado. And I just appreciate having you here, Legacy Masterminds. Please welcome Mr. James Oliver.
Hey, Sabrina, it's so good to be here. Yes, hashtag Twinado. That's right.
Yes, absolutely. I will never forget that from the first time that we met. Never forget it. So, James, first of all, I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here with all of us today. And I would like for you to just introduce yourself to the network for those that don't know who James Oliver is.
Hey, sure. Excited to be here. As you mentioned, I'm a tech entrepreneur, founder and CEO of wemontage.com, which is the world's only website that lets you turn your digital images into peel and stick photo wallpaper. I'm also a dad of twins, as you mentioned, co-founder of the world's cutest twins, I like to say, Zoe and Thaddeus. I'm a parentpreneur advocate. I wrote a book called The More You Hustle, The Luckier You Get. You Can Be a Successful Parentpreneur. That's on Amazon. And I wrote that book to inspire the millions of parentpreneurs around the world to be the best possible parent and entrepreneur they can be. And, to that end, I'm sure we'll get into this a little bit, but, one of the questions you see floating around now is like, okay, during the coronavirus, COVID-19, or the Rona, as I like to call it, like what are you doing during the Rona? Not everything is shut down, stop moving as fast. It's an opportunity to reflect and take some different directions in your life with your work. So to that end, I've been focusing now on starting a foundation to provide, the vision is to provide $10,000 a year to 100 parentpreneurs. That's $1 million a year, as well as wrap another 900 parentpreneurs globally with resources to help their business and help them be better parents, be better humans, great contribution to humanity. So that's what I'm working on right now as well. And that's the Parentpreneur Foundation. The website is parentpreneurfoundation.org. I can't hear you.
There you go. Sorry about that. Yes. So let me go back a little bit because that was a mouthful, right?
Well, you asked, so I had to tell you what I'm doing.
Exactly. So here's the thing, right? So the thing is, we heard you make what's called several pivots and a couple of shifts in your career. And I would love for you to expound on what made you, because I remember this story again, I'll never forget our first interaction with one another about that transition and how real that was for you. Can you speak to that point as well? And also let people know, let me just pin this video, right? I want to let people know that James and I met at a Facebook training conference. And this was, I'm literally thinking like, 2016, 17, maybe 17.
It's all a blur, man. I can't keep up. Time's flying, right?
Exactly. And so what I want to make sure that people understand is we've taken an initial meeting into what we built over the years is a relationship, and that pivot is real because we're both parents. So we lead with that, right?
That's right.
Then we're entrepreneurs.
That's right.
And then we're building empires. So can you talk to everyone, because on the male side of entrepreneurship in your journey, what did you push through? What made you pivot when you did?
So, if we want to go back to like the origin stories for We Montage. So we were living in Northeast Wisconsin. I'm from New York. At the time we were living in Chicago, and we moved to Northeast Wisconsin. and I was starting We Montage. I got inspired to start We Montage. It was an HGTV show. They were in a family's basement covering the walls with these beautiful photo collages. I was like, yo, like, I want this. I had some amazing pictures I wanted to display in my home. So I literally stayed up all night trying to figure out how they did that. You know what I mean? It was an aha moment, clouds party, angels singing. But there was no way to do it. So I just went head first, cleared out my savings, $30,000 to build a prototype website for that, which was supposed to only take 3 months to build. Ended up taking a year in the process. Now we're pregnant with twins. Again, 1,000 miles away from home. I was fortunate enough to get into a tech startup accelerator after really exhausting all my options, like running out of cash, financially not prepared for something that was going to take a year, that was supposed to take 3 months. After I just like pushed all my chips into the middle of the table, you know what I mean? So thank God I was able to get into a tech startup accelerator in Wisconsin. And for me, that was critical because I knew that was going to be the only way I was going to have the credibility, not the only way, but it was going to increase my chances, to get the credibility, because I was reaching out to investors and it was just steady crickets. But through that process, I knew I would have the credibility to get access to these investors, get some legit meetings, and hopefully raise capital. So the interesting thing was, when things like really went nuts, so the kids were supposed to be born the end of March. The accelerator started January 2nd or 3rd, I can't remember, 3rd, 4th, whatever. So we went in for an ultrasound. There was some complications, and they were like, yo, there's some issues with your son's placenta. He's a little malnourished. The blood starts flowing backwards. We're going to have to take them out. So went into the hospital. A week later, they're like, yo, we got to take him out now. Otherwise, he's going to die. Right. So we took the kids out. So the kids were born 3 months prematurely. They only weighed 2 pounds apiece. And I was starting this accelerator like the day or two later, which was a 2-hour drive each way. I can't hear you. Sorry. Oh, okay. You just want me to talk. Okay. So it's like, wow, like, damn, like, but, as a unit, we decided to just move forward because this was the path that needed to occur for the benefit of the family and just figure it out. So, I'm back and forth to the NICU at the accelerator. I cried every day. I mean, Sabrina, you could have come up to me and say, hey, James, how's the weather today? I just start crying. Wow. I just start crying, because the kids weren't doing well, especially my son wasn't doing well. I had a really talented developer on my team. Right? He was a recovering alcoholic. So he was incredibly unreliable. Genius, but unreliable. So I think I was waking up every morning at like 2 a.m., couldn't sleep. I think my skin was breaking out like crazy. But anyway, you get through all that. The kids are recovering, doing well. My daughter comes home after 6 weeks. My son comes home after 10 weeks. And, we get to graduation day, or demo day, as you call it. And I'm about to go on stage. And I get a phone call from one of the investors I pitched. And he was like, I was looking to raise $250,000. And he was like, yo, we're going to fill your whole round. I was like, I just got on my knees and just said, thank you, God, just thank you, God. So, we raised a little over $300,000 with that first round. And so We Montage was born at that time. That's how the whole business started.
I love that story because let me tell you something. Let me tell you what I heard. What I heard is how you pushed through. Dude,
listen, man.
Let me tell you something. That is amazing. You're starting that was why I mentioned the word pivot and the word shift, right? Yeah. And I have a whole little, it's not my hashtag, but I love that. The shift is real. Have you heard that before?
No, but it's true.
Okay, so that's what I want to talk to you about right now, because the shift was real for you. You were embarking upon what you needed as an entrepreneur for your company.
That's right.
Right? To take it to the next level. Yeah. But you know what I find that entrepreneurs do at that sticking point?
They quit.
You could have gotten stuck right there in the NICU.
Yeah.
But you pushed through to birth that thing. Yeah. And I love that, James.
Yeah.
So you got to tell people, what was your mindset at that point? Was it that whole feast or famine for my family, or we're getting her done, that mindset. Tell us
Yo,
where you were, what mental place were you in?
so for me, it's a little different maybe. But before I address that, I just wanted to make one other point in that. So we montage, people look at it as like, oh, that's so simple to do. Well, yeah, just because things look simple doesn't mean it's not complicated. We have this proprietary algorithm on the back end of our servers that lets us create these collages, a collage editor that we wrote. It's very complicated technology. But the thing is, the only reason I bring it up is because I don't know how to write a line of code.
That part. Okay, that part. Hello.
Like, who does that? Right? Who does that? So back to your question though, is for me, it's just something that's innate. It's inherent. It's not some kind of mindset shift. I don't know if you can see my shirt, mindset over everything. It wasn't a mindset shift for me because I am, as I like to say, in the 99th percentile of persistent and resilient people on the planet. So it's just what I do. I don't know. Does that answer your question?
Yes, absolutely. And that's what I love so much and why I invited you to be my guest today, James, when we met. When you told me your story, first of all, the fact that you birthed twins and a business at the same time. So we had that mutual connection because I also birthed my last baby boy and my business at the same time.
Yeah.
So I was founding legacy, as you see,
Yeah.
right? And I was birthing my child, right? My third son. Yeah. And so when you look at as a parentpreneur, which my call is I'm a mompreneur, right?
Yeah.
So as a parentpreneur, when you're trying to start a business, resiliency, persistence, perseverance, and an entire mindset is what it takes to push through. So ladies and gentlemen, I just want to give you the encouragement that you need right now. James and I have testimonies as entrepreneurs that we were able to push through. You've got to have a mindset, what they call that tough love sometimes, to push through some of these challenges and these hurdles. And trust me, COVID-19 ain't the last hurdle we're going to face. So let's shift and pivot into that conversation before I get into all the fabulous products of We Montage, because I definitely want people to see the website.
Okay, I appreciate it. Can I tell you one more story though? Because, and I'm sorry, I think I'm half Italian, so I'm always talking with my hands, and which is not good for Zoom. It's like, sorry. But so it didn't stop there. I mean, it hasn't stopped today, right? Because after we raised the capital, we launched the product. Because we were like just scrambling to get a minimum viable product or MVP built in time for demo day, it was cute. It looked good during the pitch, but when we actually launched it, the platform was so unstable. Like I literally had to be on the phone with people holding their hands to help them place an order, which obviously that was not sustainable, right? So we had to make the decision to go back into the tech and pull it apart, not do it over, but we pulled it apart, made it modular so that we could build on top of it to stabilize it. And by the time we got done with that, we were about out of cash. And so my investors are like, nah, we ain't giving you no more money, right? So I'm like, okay, so everybody quit, except me. I had to come home and take care of the kids. The kids were, 18 months, 2 years old now. So I'm working from home. Grinding on the startup, changing diapers, on phone calls, emails, customers, etc. That's at that time I had got the business to feature on the Today Show the first time. Been on 3 times on the Today Show. But so the business was like a zombie, you know what I mean? But I still kept persevering. And then I got a call from that same investor. You ever had somebody look you in your face and tell you, nah, I ain't fitting to throw good money after bad? That's what they told me. I was like, okay, but I'm gonna still do this because it's just what I do. Right? I don't know if it's because I'm a Taurus and I'm stubborn as hell, but it's just what I do. So the win though was that same dude came back to me and he was like, "Hey, we're going to give you another $100,000 because
Hello.
because we like your leadership."
Hello. Talk to the people. I had to lean in on that one. Okay, so everybody heard a key word. That was a straight nugget right there. Why were you re-engaged? Leadership.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So you pushed through, you persevered, you
Yeah.
showed resiliency,
That's right.
which made your investor chime back in.
That's right.
That's so crucial. That's so good for you.
That's
So
right.
now let's talk about the success and all along the We Montage journey, how
Yeah.
you've been featured on TV and
Oh yeah.
had amazing publicity. Talk
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. So, and this largely happened. I did on my own. The Today Show 3 times. Martha Stewart's blog. I mean, we got written up on Martha Stewart's blog again last month as a great item for new moms. That's like the second or third time they featured us on that website. Good Morning America, DIY Network, Money Magazine did an incredible article on me. This was in 2016. Came to the house, shot this wonderful video that just did a wonderful job of telling the startup journey, the story. And what else? I mean, CNET.com, USA Today, I mean, just on it, Huffington Post, Forbes, all that. And I did all that without the help of the publicists.
Okay, so that's where I needed you to stop right there, because you shared that with me before and my jaw dropped. Like, we talked about this, right? So people need to understand that as seen on TV, as featured in Blase Blah, is real. And he said he did it without PR. As a startup, you probably won't be able to afford a publicist.
That's right.
And so, James, you have to share your top 3 nuggets. Listen, just give them 3 because they can hook up with you offline, but give them 3 nuggets about the PR push for a business. What were your top 3 things that you were destined for We Montage to be on? What platforms, why you chose them, and how you got there?
Yeah. So first I will say I talk a fair amount about these things in my book. So the book, again, is The More You Hustle, The Luckier You Get. You can be a successful parentpreneur. It's on Amazon. The reviews are remarkable. I mean, you will be inspired by this book to, like, all right, let's go charge through this wall. You'll be pumped up, right? And you'll be asking yourself a lot of questions. You might cry a little bit. You'll be laughing. It's a really great book. So I'm glad you said 3 things because that's all I got. So, and I got to try to remember these things. So I think the first thing is you need to you got to know how to send cold emails, right? Because people communicate asynchronously, and you got to use website tools like Press Farm is one. Press, F-A-R-M. They have, it's relatively affordable, $30-40 a month or something like that. You can find out who's writing about the topics in your space, right? So use a tool like Press Farm. So that's number 1, right? To figure out who's talking about what you're interested in. And then you find out who's writing about it and get their email address. And the second thing is, once you get their email address, you know how to send a cold email, right? I wrote a whole chapter in my book about how a cold email got We Montage featured on CNET.com. We made $7,000 from that one cold email I sent. So I talk about that. And so you got to know how to send cold emails. You can Google how to send cold emails. There's tons of good resources out there, but you got to know how to do that. You need a good subject line. You need to know who their audience is. Make sure you put a link to your website, for crying out loud. No bad grammar. Be short, right between the eyes. Don't waste people's time. And then another thing is building a community before you need it. Just exactly like this group, right? Because if you're in a community of like-minded individuals, if you're engaging regularly, you're sharing, you're giving and taking, you share, and when you come to them people, you be like, hey, I need X, people will be more likely to help you. So it's really those three things. You know, every situation for those things that happen for me, they were all different, but it's some variant of that in a lot of cases. So know how to figure out who's talking about what you're interested in, your space, whatever it is. Contact them with cold emails, and build community before you need it.
I love that. So this is the fact of why Legacy Masterminds is successful right now.
Mm-hmm.
I built this community before I needed it.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's thriving. That all that nurturing that I've done over the years in this community is paying off now, because I'm able to not just communicate with, but I'm getting spotlights, highlights, featuring business owners that I may have never had the opportunity to connect with.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, but you ended with the most important word. It's collaboration. It's called referrals. It is called being a mastermind. It is called being a thought leader. Outside of entrepreneurship, there's so many key things that you and I have as deliverables. And one of those deliverables is leadership. We're leading our communities in order to do better and know better. And not only that, but we're showing our children
That's right.
how to push through. And I love that about you, James. I just want
thank
to
you so
give
much.
you kudos. I just want to let you know for all your successes. I'm so, so happy for you. I'm excited about everything that's to come for We Montage. So let's just end this segment with telling the people about We Montage, what they need to do in order to connect with you for that business product.
Yeah, so WeMontage is, if you go to wemontage.com, just like it sounds, wemontage.com, and you can simply upload your images. We have a couple of standard sizes, 3x2, 6x2, 6x4, but you can make whatever size you want. You can cover a whole wall. Just start with like 8 to 12 of your favorite images. It's very simple. You'll find the collage editor very easy to use, but going back to why, it's just because early on in the days, I could talk about this all day, these things. So just tell me, but it's the why. I used to spend so much time talking about the what. Oh man, the technology's so slick. Oh man, it's removable wallpaper. Oh man. What, like whatever, nobody cares. It's like, why? Like, why should they care? And the reason why people love WeMontage, and the reason why I've gotten so much PR. And by the way, in order to get great PR like that, you have to have a remarkable product or service. Nobody's going to write about it if it's boring or just pedestrian. And no matter how much you do, it's just not going to happen, probably. But the reason why people love the product is because people display images or pictures because those are things that make them happy, right? The pictures of their loved ones or something that inspires them. That's why we display pictures. And because of the large, beautiful format, that's a WeMontage, like you can literally be sitting here looking across the room and see those pictures nice and clearly. It makes them happier. That's what they told me. Makes them happier than pictures in a picture frame. And oh, by the way, yeah, it's nice and clean, so you don't have to deal with all the stupid picture frames all over the wall and nails in the wall and crooked frames and dusted frames and all that stuff. But, and you can take it down and put it someplace else indefinitely if you move. But the reason why they love the product is because it makes them happier than pictures in a picture frame. That's it.
So listen to how awesome this is. And I'm going to tell you what I did for you last night.
Uh-oh.
I sold your product for you without you even being there.
I appreciate that.
So the reason being is, as an example, right now, I'm using my virtual background. So I'm using Zoom and I'm doing a lot of these meetings and interviews and sessions and classes that I'm hosting, right, online. One of the last meetings I had on Zoom yesterday, the young lady loved my background so much, right? And her wall was just plain. So when I was mentioning to her that you were going to be on my interview today in the group, I welcomed her in the group. She was like, great, can't wait to see. I'm going to need me a WeMontage. I'm going to do this wall right here. She pointed right behind her. I was like, how about that for now? You've got your own mural in your house that's removable. And she was so excited. She was like, oh, I can't wait to watch his interview.
Oh, that's so great. Thank you.
Isn't that awesome?
What's her name?
Oh, let me tell you. Yeah. Let me find it because I don't want to misquote, because I know her by her social media handle. Elevate. Hold on. Jocelyn.
Jocelyn.
Joshlyn.
All right, Jocelyn. If you ever have any questions, I'm around. There's like a live chat thing right on the website. Comes right to my phone. I get right back.
Yes. Absolutely. So let's wrap this segment and close out with, who do you need to be connected with that would take your business yet another level this year?
Yeah, that's a great question. I appreciate that. And I would like to focus not so much on WeMontage, but more on the foundation, because that's in alignment with my purpose, and that's my contribution to humanity. Because if people are better parents, better entrepreneurs, better spouses, better partners, the kids turn out better, humanity is better, that's better for all of us. So that is a really important thing for me. So if you go to parentpreneurfoundation.org, right now you can go ahead and sign up. If you're a parentpreneur and you feel like you want to have a chance to get $10,000 a year, plus getting resources that will help make your life as a parent easier, and as well as for your business, you can go ahead and sign up, and you get notified once we officially launch the business. So we need, we live in a culture where it's so influencer driven, right? So I have a double-sided business model. So in terms of getting the word out, I need to really engage with parentpreneurs who are very influential, right? Who I can write about on my blog, and have them help spread the word about this. Because just like I told you when I was going through the startup process, I'm treating this like a startup too, right? I have to prove to these foundations and these philanthropists that there's great demand for what we're doing. Like, obviously, we know if I'm giving away $10,000 a year, people be beating my door down to get to that money, right? But these people, how they are. They want to see the proof. So I need 5,000 people signed up at this splash page. And the only way I'm going to get that is if, people like Damon John, who's a parent and entrepreneur, will let me interview them, like share the content, like, yo, this is a fire idea. So that's the one side of the model. And the other side is, like, I got to get to Amazon. I got to get to the Kauffman Foundation to get them to partner with me. So Amazon, I already have a contact there I'm going to reach out to. I know I could get them to donate some free years of server space. That's easy. They already do that. The Kauffman Foundation, they're going to come in and like write me a check for this thing once I got 5,000 people signed up and I got Amazon on board. So really, I need to get connected to some people who are influential parents and entrepreneurs, so they can simply help me spread the word about it. Because I promise you, and I already know just anecdotally, and plus I have a bunch of people signed up, and I got people signed up from around the world already. This is going to be a global phenomenon. It's not just going to be a local thing. It's not just going to be a Black thing. It's going to be everybody thing, because all these people are parents and entrepreneurs, and they need help.
Awesome. That sounds so wonderful. And I will be here to support you every step of the way. Absolutely. Tell the people the website one more time, please.
Yes, parentpreneurfoundation.org, wemontage.com. My book is The More You Hustle, The Luckier You Get. You can find that on Amazon. You can connect with me on IG at TrepDad. I'm on LinkedIn, James Oliver Jr.
Spell it out for the IG followers.
TrepDad, TREPDAD, TrepDad. And then I'm also at WeMontage on Instagram.
Perfect. James, this was awesome. I always enjoy our conversations. It's always a pleasure to be in your space. I know we're social distancing right now, so I can't wait till we can have another play date with the kids. Caleb
That'll be awesome.
His friends.
That'll be awesome.
Yes. Thank you so much for your time today. I'm so honored to spotlight you, your business, WeMontage. Ladies and gentlemen, get a copy of the book, and let's support the foundation, the mission, the initiative, and the innovation. Amen. I am so excited. Thank you. Thank y'all so much. Legacy Masterminds. This has been another edition of Let's Talk About It Tuesdays. My name is Sabrina Lowry. It is my pleasure to bring you great people, great resources, and not only that, but real referral ambassadors that will partner with you and collaborate with you for years to come along your entrepreneurial journey. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you for the next edition of Let's Talk About It Tuesdays. Have a great day.
So